on, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Vex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here to deliver content designed to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can get notified when we're dropping videos just like this.
Boom, exactly. So today we were supposed to do a live video, but we messed up and didn't realize how technical it was, and we just thought it'd be super easy and tried to figure it out about 5 minutes before we were supposed to record, and it didn't work. So unfortunately, we're gonna go back to normal and do a normal video this week, and maybe hopefully figure it out for next time. But like we said in the last video, today we're going to do a bit of a recap on the Olympic Games, some of the events that have stood out to us, what we've really liked about it.
Amazing. Yeah, so obviously, like Carly said, big fail. But at the same time, why do things just have to be so difficult? You know, I just thought that things would just be easy, but it's all right. It's
just here's the link, click add person, done. Why is it not like that?
You know, like Zoom, obviously you can just be back and forth, right? Exactly. But it's okay. All right, cool. So I've not really got too much in terms of the sports because of time and stuff. However, I did notice something that I didn't notice in the last Olympics, and that is the Refugee Olympic team, which is absolutely incredible, by the way, because these people have been forced to flee wherever it is that they've had to run from. And so they're not assigned to any type of country in that sense, like even if they're an elite sports person. So in 2016, they actually created this Refugee Olympic team where they had 10 athletes in the Rio Games. And this year they've got 29 athletes. So it's really incredible. And one of the first things that I liked is that first, they were forced to flee. Now they're running and going towards their dreams. And I just thought that was pretty incredible. And since the inception of the modern Olympics in 1896, athletes from around the world have traveled to represent their countries. But for most of that time, refugees just haven't been able to compete. Wow. So just a couple of stats as well, just about refugees. So in 2010, there was 41 million forcibly displaced people. And in 2020, there was 82 million forcibly displaced people. So there's been an increase of people that have had to be forced to flee their homes by 100%. And obviously, you know, fleeing your home is never a choice. It's something that you have to do, right? So that was just a touch on that. And then some of the sports that they're going to be competing in, swimming, athletics, badminton, boxing, canoe, cycling, judo, karate, shooting, taekwondo, weightlifting, and wrestling.
Wow. See, I only heard about them being there being a refugee team. I think it was in taekwondo. They are in taekwondo, aren't they? Yeah. But I didn't really clock on too much. I was just like, oh, okay, the refugee team. But I didn't think to myself, what's that? And then it wasn't until you mentioned it the other day, and I was like, yeah, actually, I remember hearing them talk about that. But I didn't know they were at the last Olympics as well.
Yeah,
weren't they? 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
so it's not a massive team, but it's just so befitting, you know, like that you've been displaced. You don't necessarily feel like you've necessarily got home, and so everybody that has, you know, all the refugees come together and they've actually built a team. You know, they've got they can't hold their country's flags and all these type of things. So I just think it's really nice. And just a couple of things on a couple of the athletes. So there's someone called Nazareth, and she's a runner, and she was forced to flee, running for their lives from Eritrea, and now she's running towards her dreams. And one of the quotes that she said is that when she runs, she feels free. And you could only just imagine, like, you know, that freedom when you're running away from something where you don't belong, but now you can turn it and fuel it towards your own passions and your dreams. And then there's Yusra Mardini, who is showing the world that refugees won't give up easy, and will keep dreaming even after going through tough journeys. I believe she's a swimmer. And actually, she swam, I can't remember the whole story, but she actually swam, keeping a boat afloat. And now she's a swimmer. So it's crazy how the stories actually link into the sports they've gone into.
What they're doing.
Yeah.
Wow. And are they like, how are they funded? Are they supported by specific countries? Like, do you know how that works?
Actually, I don't. But I did see a little snippet of it, of the funding, but I can't remember where that pool of money has come from, whether it's actually come from the International Olympic Committee. I believe it may have. But yeah, it's not something that I have the actual facts on.
That's so cool though, like you say, that they've done that. I had no clue that that's how many people had been displaced. No clue. I didn't realize it was that high. That's incredible. And again, it just shows what the Olympics are about. Honestly, I've been in bits. I've been in absolute bits this Olympics. I really have. Like, I'm not a crier at all, but when I see success and people achieve things, it really just hits me. I'm just like, oh my God, they did it. I'm just like so happy and proud for them. It's amazing.
It's like, I literally had turned on the gymnastics, the Team GB team. And I saw that they won bronze, right? Yeah. And I was crying, like, I was so happy for them. I didn't even watch the sport, but I turned it on. I see that they were happy, like, first time since 1928 or something crazy like that. And it's just like, it is really just incredible. And not to turn it sour, but it's crazy because everything that's going on with Simone Biles and her mental health, and there was a guy, I believe he's from Team GB, who said the same. Like, he won gold, I think in 2016, but no one prepares you for what it means to be an Olympic champion, and then how to kind of cope with that. Like, you have that big, like, you train for something for so long, and then after the Olympics, it's like, okay, now what do I go and do? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And like you say, and that was one of the things I was going to touch on with Simone Biles. And obviously she's out of the individual all round. And there'd been a recent documentary where she'd kind of touched on a little bit about mental health and the pressures. And like she said, it's to focus on her mental health. And she said she literally felt the weight of her shoulders, the weight of the world on her shoulders. But you could see it in her face, even before she was about to do one of the events each time. It was like, she just didn't seem fully there. But I totally get it. And I think she said that she felt inspired by Naomi Osaka, who did that at Wimbledon. And she was like, nah, sorry, I'm not doing the press because I don't want to do that. Like, especially if you lose and that, you are obligated to do this, that, and the other. And it was like, and I really like that so many other stars backed them and said, yeah, their health comes first, not you, because you want to make some money and you want a bit of media coverage. So it's nice to see. I'm hoping from Naomi Osaka, now Simone Biles, there'll be more to protect celebrities, athletes, whatever you want to call them, because of this. Like you say, it's such a massive thing. She's 24 years old and then literally the face of the Olympics, and everyone was waiting to see what she was going to do. That's a lot of pressure.
And you feel obligated to win and to perform and all of these type of things, right? And it's just like everybody else jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, it's just an excuse, it's just this, it's just that. But if you think about it just logically, if you're not all there in the sense that your mind is not focused, think about the type of sports that they're doing. Very dangerous. One wrong move and you could potentially
break your neck,
paralyze yourself,
100%.
Seriously injure yourself.
100%.
So there's definitely certain sports that you have to have your 100% focus. And if you're a little bit off, and that's if you just don't feel well, if you're not mentally in the right frame of mind, it's the absolute right thing 100%, to do.
100%. And half of the people that say that, oh, it's an excuse, haven't not hit the success they have, can probably barely run around the block, let alone run a marathon or whatever else. Like, who are you? You like, keep your mouth shut, honestly. You look at boxers, fighters is a massive thing. They always say about fighters losing because the other fighter got in their head. It's a mental game. If your head's not there, it's going to impact your performance. It's an actual scientific fact. So use whatever, call her, making excuses, whatever. But the girl is, I think she is to date the most successful gymnast ever. Yep. And she can hold her head up high. So don't forget what other people are saying. You do right for you, girl. So
absolutely. Agreed.
So on the note of gymnastics then, while we're on that theme, Germany's gymnastic team, they wore full unitards. So it's a full body suit, and for them it was because they were rejecting the sexualization of sport. But what I loved about this, because when I heard that, I thought, oh no, this is another Norway situation. It's actually fine. It's in the rules. They were well within their rights to do it. And a lot of other girls have been speaking out to say they really appreciated it, because like they said, when they're younger, they don't mind. They said, but as you get older and you're hitting puberty and stuff like that, they don't feel comfortable, but that's what you expected to wear. Put that on. And they are skimpy outfits, and I totally get it, but I wouldn't want to wear that.
You know what I mean? Like,
no,
it's a little bit, it's a bit too much. I wouldn't feel comfortable either. And like you say, especially when you've hit puberty and all the rest of it, you become more body conscious regardless. Like, it's almost, some of those are almost literally like you're just putting a layer of skin on, but you can bloody see everything. You know what I mean? You can see
everything, and their legs are going around here and that. Nah, not for me, mate, honestly. No. So I'm really proud of them. It's really cool. So hopefully we'll see, not to say, oh, we should see more, like, if that's what people feel comfortable, they should, hopefully that's now made them think, yeah, I can wear that, and more teams will go out and do that and not force their girls to wear things they don't want to wear.
I mean, it's a bit again, it's just a little bit strange to force somebody to wear something that they're not comfortable in. Do you know what I mean? Or for the nature of a sport or whatever. But yeah, what other standout have you seen that you've been pretty impressed with?
So another gymnastics was a lady called Oksana Shazofitina. Oh, sorry, I absolutely destroyed that. But this was her 8th Olympics Games. She represented Uzbekistan. She's actually represented multiple countries across her time, but she's 46. And she had a standing ovation because this was her last Olympics. So at 33, she won silver in vault at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. At 43, she finished 4th at the 2018 World Championships in the vault. She won team gold in 1992 at the Games, which is when she started. And since then has won 11 medals at 17 World Championships and has 5 moves named after her, because she was the first person to perform them on the World Championship or at the Games. Like 46! Amazing. I love stories like that.
Honestly, that's really incredible, and that is like really testament to her and putting herself through that all like year after year, and being able to perform at such an elite level for so long. Not everybody can do it. Like, you know, like even just mentally and physically, it's hard to keep yourself in such like tip-top condition. You know what I mean? We do sports, we understand how hard and difficult it is to keep yourself fit. It's almost near on impossible, man. I swear.
I'm always getting injured. I'm injured now.
You and me both, man. Flipping heck.
Crazy. Yeah.
Just a couple of sports that I've seen that I've really like. It's really like made me watch. Like, so it's not necessarily like people or teams, but the rugby sevens. I mean, I'm not a rugby fan at all, but I watched a game the other day, and I can't remember. Was you watching rugby sevens when you said that?
Yeah. I was watching Britain against USA and then also against Argentina.
Yeah, I saw one, and it was so it was so fast paced. Like, I was just like, this is pretty incredible as well. And then 3-on-3 basketball. I don't know if that is something that has always been in the Olympics. I've never seen it.
I think it's new. Basketball has, but not 3x3.
Honestly, they literally, I think they have like 4 people in a team. So you have like interchangeable subs like consistently through the game. But honestly, it is fast paced.
It's only 10 minutes long.
It is so fast paced though, like, but it was so cool. Yeah, they're the ones that I've seen so far. I'm not sure if like the canoe has started in that, because I'm missing out on a lot of it.
The slalom, that's been on, but they've not really covered it, which is annoying. They've not done very good coverage of it.
This is one thing that I would say is that the coverage this year, I don't know if it's because I just don't have like normal TV channels, like, so I'm watching everything through BBC iPlayer, but it just seems so strange the way that it's being covered. I don't know, maybe because, I don't know, it's just strange the way it's being covered.
I've managed to think I've caught most, but they do repeat a lot. And then you have to catch it to press the red button and then go and watch something. So the weightlifting is one I want to watch. There's a weightlifter, but I missed it, and I'm like, I think it's already happened. I looked on Instagram and I'm like, when was that? Like, I had it on all day. Like, so it is a bit odd, but I think I captured most of it in the catch-ups and stuff like that. Yeah.
The thing that is so exciting for me is swimming.
I
love it. It is so, oh man, like honestly, and do you know what? It doesn't matter which swimming. I thought I didn't really like the longer distance ones, but I do. The medley especially, that is so good. Did you see the I think he's 18, the Tunisian lad that won gold on the 400 meter freestyle?
No.
Oh man, you need to go and watch that. That was wicked.
Did he win by miles or just like close?
Nah, it was close.
Close, yeah. I always love those when it's right to the end and it's like, oh my god, or they're like really close to winning the world record.
Oh, that's the part that I'm like, go on. It doesn't matter who it is. Go on, let's do it. You see the thing just like going across. Like,
I love that they do that. That's really good. Yeah. Swimming's awesome. I didn't realize how good it was until like this year. I'm like, that's exactly the same as tennis. I accidentally got into tennis. I used to think it was rubbish, and I think it was just on in the canteen or something at work, and I was like, oh god, I'll have to watch it. And I was like, this is really good, and I've loved it ever since. Rugby, I've tried. I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. But it was, like you said, it was nice and fast paced, and it was good to watch. But it's probably not a sport I'd watch outside the Olympics. So.
And when is the athletics starting? Because that's what I'm really.
I think that's what I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, athletics is too good. Too good.
So good.
There was one story that I loved, and she's from GB, Lauren Williams. So she won, I think she just won the silver, and she literally just missed out. She was 3 points ahead with 10 seconds to go, and she messed up. The girl got 2 head kicks and won 25-22. But she was scouted for GB team at 14, moved to Manchester, but because she was too young to live on her own, her mum left her job. She was working at a college, and they lived in a caravan for 18 months. Yeah, her mum left her dad and other sibling, and then her mum went up with her for 18 months. They lived out of a caravan until she was old enough to be able to live on her own. She goes, they didn't have any internet. She's like, the stove was rubbish, so they pretty much lived off microwave food. She had to, when they had to shower in the blocks, which cost them every single time. She goes, they got sick of making the bed, like undoing it, so they just ended up using sleeping bags and just sleeping on the sofa. So I don't blame them. I would have done the same thing. Could you imagine that? Dedicated, and your first, I think it's her first Olympics. Yeah, she's just won a silver medal. Like, incredible.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
And you know what, Carly? That's one thing that I think we spoke about it before, interviewing of parents of people that have made it, whether it's sports stars or business people, just to see the mindset from a parent point of view.
100%. Yeah, definitely. The last one on my list was Charlotte Dujardin. Everyone keeps pronouncing it differently. But she they won a team bronze, and she then also got a bronze as well, individual bronze, which has made her she's become GB's greatest woman champion of all time. So that's 6 Olympic medals now. Wow. But the funny thing is, she didn't even think, she was not expecting to place, because remember I was saying in the last video, Gio, she only found him 5 years ago, and in dressage, he's 10 years old, and in dressage, that's really young. So she wasn't, she thought it would be a good test for him.
He was talking about.
Yeah, she wasn't able to get him out to do a few tests before that, so she thought, let's just see how it goes, and you end up winning bronze. Like, that horse is going to be incredible. If he's that good, wow, it's going to be another Vallegro. So yeah, amazing. Yeah, incredible achievement.
That's amazing. That's sick. Yeah, I mean, I definitely gonna try and tune in, like when I get into bed and stuff, like just put on the recap so I can see what other bits are coming up and go and do some more research. That's everything from me, unless you've got anything else.
That's it for me. They're the things, and like you said, looking forward to the athletics. I didn't get to see the skateboarding, Sky Brown.
No, yeah, I didn't see Sky Brown, but I did see some skateboarding. And honestly, it was really good, but there were quite a few falls. I was just like, these kids, well, it's actually a range of ages, but they are fearless. Man.
I couldn't do it. Wow. Mate, have you ever tried to skateboard? You know when you push your foot and you go forward, the skateboard goes backwards. That's what
I'm saying. I don't understand. Like when they're jumping, say that's the board, and they go up like that, and then their foot is all all up like that, and then they just land. It's wicked. It's a proper skill, man. Like I don't know. Like, I don't know how they just get the board up and they be kick flicking it. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but it's good.
You know what I loved about the skateboarding? They put Lupe Fiasco Kick Push on in the background. I was like, that is a tune. I love that song when that came out. Absolute tune.
We love Lupe actually, didn't we?
Oh yeah, big time.
Listening to him hard.
I used to listen to him all the time. He opened. I went to a Jay-Z concert years ago, and he opened for Jay-Z as well. Yeah.
Cool.
So
thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to go and like, comment, share, and subscribe. I've been your girl Bex.
And I've been Carly. Thank you very much for watching this week's episode, and we will see you next week.
Peace.